Hey fellow Vault Dwellers, it's Angry Turtle and I have another video for you. And yes, you have it right, it's a build video, but in the same time I put this experimental in the title, and maybe I will do more like that in the future, who knows, but the reason for that is that this build is generally not advised for beginners to follow unless you are experienced and you really know what you are doing. Like, it's not the very good universal build for you to use, but in the same time, it's a super fun stuff to do that I was able to figure out. It's an unbreakable build, and it doesn't only mean that you are very tanky, because that will be obvious from this title, but unbreakable mean that I will not need to ever fix my armor. As you see in here, it's already broken. You probably know that if armor is broken, a lot of effects is still active. You are using all the resist though, then there is no magic like that, the resist is gone. But other stuff, like Sentinel effect will be active, less damage from Super Mutant will be active, +1 endurance will be active. Stuff like 25 radiation resistance will not be active. Everything that have to do with resistance, energy resistance, ballistic resistance, radiation resistance, poison resistance, this is all gone. Then, as you can see what I have equipped, this is basically what's most likely considered a junk in player vendors. Then you shouldn't have much trouble to find it. Like, it's a random leather piece with troubleshooter, another leather piece with troubleshooter, and one piece trapper with zealots. And we have two pieces, as I show you, mutant slayers, like raider pieces. That none of this is sick after, then all of that can be bought really cheaply. And I don't need to spend my repair kits to fix any of those anymore. But to the point, is this build working? Yeah, let me demonstrate, because I think that's the best way. And let me start with the ghouls. And yes, it's a melee build. Although that's not like necessary to be a melee, but I figured if I go for minimum repair, then melee weapons are like the easiest to repair, usually the cheapest, and we don't need to repair them often. And as you can see, I'm full health, or maybe I should actually allow them to hit me a little bit, because now you cannot see if it's working when they cannot hit me. Now they can hit me, and yeah, I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. As you can see, my health is dropping a little bit, but they barely can do anything to me. It's like nothing. That's like nothing. But how I am able to achieve that, yeah, I will show you all the details. But first, let's find some more volunteers, because ghouls are easy. Like, dealing with ghouls, yeah, that's not a problem. Okay, let's see how well I can deal with super mutants for a change. Hello, super mutants. Can you shoot me a little bit? We need some short demonstration. Okay, come on. You can try harder. A little harder, please. Can you shoot me a little bit harder, please? That doesn't work. I think your weapons are broken. My armor is definitely broken. I have 0 armor on me. Was it grenade or the stone? Tossing at me fireworks? Or are you shooting at me? Okay, that doesn't look like they're doing much. Let's see if I can do something to them. I think I'm doing better than they're doing. Yay! I got them. Yeah, this build is definitely super fun and cheap to use. Oh, there's a guy with minigun. Hello, Mr. Minigun, can you shoot me? That usually shreds. Let's see if I'll be able to withstand. That usually shreds. Yeah, it does some damage. If there will be like 10 super mutants with miniguns, it could possibly be a threat. Maybe not a big one. No, he's healing me now. Yeah, that's because, as you can see, I have ricochet and I'm using vampire weapon. Some people will say it's a bug. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Like, in this game, you never know. Like, you use whatever is in the game and you don't think ahead. Because if you think ahead, you could start using something like Rejuvenated. And in the patch, you will figure out that Rejuvenated was not intended to be good. And now it's barely doing anything. Then, yeah, just use what we have Don't think if it's bug or intended, because you cannot actually know. With this game, you cannot know what's a bug and what's the intended behavior. Therefore, use what is there, and anything can change in any moment. That's what I learned so far after 2 years playing this game. Everything can change, even the most intended thing. If you think about something in this game and you are 110% sure it's intended, it can change in next patch. You never know. Okay, what's next? Can we deal with the robot? Let's see. Let's find some Gutsies with 50 cals. They should be able to do some damage to me, as after all, they do shred, and my armor is basically broken. Like, I don't have any real armor on me. It's broken and it's junk. Oh, the big guy. Okay, sentry bot. Oh, and the Gutsy, shredding Gutsy is shooting. You can hear his double shooting weapon 50 cal or whatever it is. Come on. Okay, I'm getting shot hard, and he's like, I'm not sure if I should be shooting or not. Okay, he's shooting. He's trying to hit me like that. Oh, and I'm not even boosted yet. I can use vodka and psycho buff to boost my build. Actually, let's see. If I boost psycho buff, vodka. Okay, what can you do now? Look at that now. He's barely scratching me. Oh, those guys. Those guys are really trying hard. They are trying hard. But I'm fine, and I don't need to be worried about my armor. It will not break, it's already broken. Pre-broken before use. I don't need to worry about it. Yep. Okay, let's see if I can kill them for a change. Yeah, I'm full health melee, then this build is not the highest damage output, but it's doing well regardless. And my damage output could be boosted, as I don't have all possible food use at this moment. As you know, melee at this moment, it's all about the food. All about the meat you eat. That's the melee. But I like this fact that you need to use food. I like cooking some food. Then in case of melee, there is actually a reason. Okay, when I'm hitting them, I'm actually healing because it's a vampire weapon, then that's even more healing, then I'm full health. I'm full health with my broken armor. I'm fine. And they are dead. Oh, one more. Oh, actually one hit. Oh, and level up. Oh, I found another one. Oh, the VATS is working. I was actually able to hit him from below the staircase. Nice. And the final test, because I have 0 poison resistance, I don't have flame resistance, I don't have cryo resistance, then let's try elemental enemies. Okay, elemental enemies, can you all gather together? And I will sit on this car and we'll see if I can survive. Okay, the flamethrower guy in action, the poison guy in action, the cryo guy is trying to freeze me. I'm getting some damage. I'm definitely on fire. In third person you can see I'm both. I'm frozen and I'm on fire. But it does look that Ricochet is working great versus flamethrowers of any kind. Then I'm still holding strong. No poison resistance, no frost resistance, no flame resistance. I'm fine. And those guys are level 75. They are not kidding. And yeah, let's see if I can do some damage to them. I think I can. Hey. Okay. Nice glowing green, a little bit fire, green, cryo, fire. I'm good. I'm on fire and I'm frozen and I'm still good. Now, how is this possible? How is my melee doing so great with so bad items and broken items? Let me explain. I made a very specific crazy build. If you open my special, you can see I have 37 endurance. My health is currently 676. because I still have this vodka and psychobuff running. I think psychobuff expired. Okay, let me use them again to show you the full health. Psychobuff and vodka. Then I'm at 756 health. That's a little bit of health to break through if someone would like to kill me. 756 is not a joke. And now how I was able to achieve that? Oh, let's open that. Basically, I have 15 endurance on the base. On top of that, I went all in. I have maxed out legendary endurance, what means my base endurance is 20. On top of this 20, there are all the bonuses that will go over, but that's the baseline, 20. This build is not really high level, it's level 200, therefore a lot of perks is not upgraded. Like, I could do way more damage if taking one for the team will be upgraded. And I have mostly special, just 2 stars. And what rats, just 2 stars. This one's supposed to go much higher if I think about going into the nuke zone without the hazmat. But if I upgrade it to the max, no problem. Nuke zone, no hazmat. Now, under strength, of course, traveling pharmacy for those chems to sell and use. Barbarian. And normally I do not advise to take perks that just increase your damage resist or energy resistance. But in this case, as I do not have armor to give me any of this resistance, it needs to come from perks mainly. Then that's why this build is so different. Blocker for melee enemies, of course. Tankiness is number 1 with this build. Then for damage we have Incisor and Martial Artist. If you are a melee build, those 2 are enough, you don't need any other perks. Extra 10 energy resistance in Perception. In my endurance, it's Life Giver, Ironclad, Ghoulish, and Fireproof. Ghoulish can be swapped. If you are not dealing with any radiation, you can swap Ghoulish with Chemfant or Adamantium Skeleton. Adamantium Skeleton will be required if you don't wish to use Vampire Weapon. But I strongly recommend for melee builds, Vampire Weapon is the best. Under Charisma we have Party Girl, thanks to that vodka is giving me 75 health. Bodyguards, again extra resistance, even though I have just 1 teammate in here. That's still 6 resistance, energy and ballistic. Then this is a better value than Refractor. Strength in numbers, friendly fire, that in case I will need to actually heal someone with a shish kebab. Under intelligence, just a makeshift warrior. Mainly because I don't want to fix weapon too often. And there is really no need to put anything else in here. Agility we have through hiker. Yes, the power of this build partially comes from the food, because it's melee. Like if you play melee, you always should have through hiker and good with salt equipped. This is OP. If you want to play melee, there is no other way. Evasive, extra resistance, born survival, this is here just in case. As you are able to see, enemies were not able to drop me below 75% health, then this can come in handy if you fight something crazy like Imposter Ship Squad and you are doing it solo. Adrenaline, yeah, 1 rank is really worth it. Then we have Ricochet, and this perk is so far amazing. We never know if it stay like that in the future, if everyone will be using it. But so far, yeah, here we go. Vampire Weapon Ricochet combo, super OP. Class Freak, Star Jeans, Junk Shield just rank 1. I do intend to have max out Junk Shield in here, but yeah, so far I need more perk points in order to try it. And good with salt, that's a must. Then I will not go over the mutations because there is basically almost everything, and that's a standard setup for melee unarmed. And if you watch any of my melee unarmed builds, you can have my explanation what and why, but I will just show you what I have here equipped. Those are all the mutations I have equipped. Now about the buffs from food. I actually went ahead and used my cranberry meatball grinder. That's a very expensive recipe, but it gives 100 HP. It's not necessary to use. Like if you use any HP booster, like Fasnach sausage, hot dog, whatever that's widely available, even a pumpkin pie, it will be okay. As you can see, 600 HP. Even if I will lose this 100 HP, I'm still at 500 HP. way more than enough. Of course, for damage, I have at least like 3 food types. I recommend to use 4 food types for melee damage to have at least plus 100%, but as you were able to see, that's okay. That's one more swing with my weapon in order to kill some of the tougher enemies. Scorchbeast Heart for extra endurance, Scorchbeast Steak for extra resistance, and Lungs for extra agility. It could be more, because basically if you play melee, you are a carnivore, you kill stuff, you loot meat, you cook meat, you eat meat, and you have those bonuses without going out of your way to actually farm any of those. They just come naturally. Then of course well-fed, well-hydrated or fully hydrated is required, but that's not too hard to come by. You just occasionally eat meat. Just, yeah. The main thing is eat meat. About important gear I didn't mention yet. It's Secret Service under armor shielded because it does provide decent amount of resistance, and for endurance, for strength, for melee is a must-have, especially with this type of a build. And then we have armor-plated backpack. If you even think about playing with totally broken armor or without armor at all, then this backpack is your best friend. That's a 90 damage resistance just from a backpack, and backpack cannot break. Therefore, you never need to fix it. The same thing with under armor. Plus, if you want to go out of your way and farm better gear, then this stuff can be upgraded a lot. Like, you can choose something else than troubleshooter or mutants or like that. You can go for full set of something or better mix, or for better second star, like radiation resistance give me nothing. I could have here +1 endurance, and I will have even more health. Reduce falling damage is actually good. Then yeah, armor is not hard for this build. You basically buy what you like and what others consider junk. Then that's it. About the weapons, that can be any, to be honest, any vampire unarmed. I mean almost any. Any decent. Like, you can see this Mole Miner Gauntlet, it's doing perfectly fine. And it does have less damage while power attacking, what's pretty cool. I'm even more tanky when I decided to power attack. Not like I need it, but it's in here. And that's basically it. That's the build, guys. Definitely let me know what you think. Did you think about trying something like that? Oh, and side effect of this build, I can sprint like almost forever because endurance is reducing the sprint cost. I didn't show you that. That's my sprint cost. Can you see that? Can you see how much AP it cost me to sprint? I almost forgot to show that. Yeah, that cost me like no AP. Like, I can sprint across the map and I will not lose my AP. And then it's back in a second. Yeah, definitely let me know what you think about this build. It's classified as experimental, as I cannot recommend it like an overall very useful build, as it's rely on very weird mechanisms that we have in this game. Although it is cool, but as it requires dedication of a lot of levels to boost this endurance and stuff like that, I will not say everyone just use it. No, if you really want to, yeah, go ahead. You're welcome. Otherwise, you are able to see what it does without actually spending your hard-earned perk points. And now, as always, thank you a lot for watching, and see you guys in the next one.